And we will need first and second place from a light cross class 7. Come back to the ring to get ready for the championship drive.
Solid white gilt has a very good handle on this particular class, and I'm not going to tell you she's the stoutest or the widest one we've seen all day, but she just does so many things right in terms of combining skeletal quality with enough power and stoutness. I love her length of body, her look and elegance and freshness. Ahead of her blade is awfully good. She's still accompanied with rib shape, body, and mass on the top side of her skeleton. Ultimately, if we're going to get real critical, like I said, we could bust her open in her chest and knee and give her just a shot more feature if we're going to get ultra critical. Man, that one's not messed up though, and it's presented very, very good. My compliments to that exhibitor. On the other end of the spectrum, we've got this blue belted one that's stout as maybe anything we've seen today, and it starts at her noggin. She's very, very stout skulled. She's big in her shoulder blade. Her arm is huge. Her rear bone and her tail root is very, very stout. She's very hairy. She's very dense, and she's muscular. For me, she in a show ring setting, she just needs to be fresher and more attractive. Freshen her up just a bit in her skin and hair, make her more attractive up through the front 1/3 of her skeleton. But a neat breeding piece, if you will, that has the ability to go on and make some competitive kind of show bearers. The Gilton 3 just slides in there in a real safe spot, I guess, for me, if you will. I like her height to length ratio very well. Her spread up high and the dimension that she has is very good. She's a big pin gilt that's got genuine muscle when you get right in behind her. I just couldn't get her to piece together quite well enough, bud. She needs to be stouter in her feature. She needs to be stouter in her jawbone. And then if we get real critical, when you get right in behind her, she wants to sway and swivel in terms of her hind leg just a bit more than I'd consider ideal. From there, I've talked to the kiddos on down the line. They're working their tails off. Let's make some noise for them, please.
And for Class 8 of the light crosses, here are the results. In fourth place, Rylan Hamby. Third place is Lane Espinoza. In second place, Cutter Bradshaw. And first place, Landon Barnett. All right, folks, we are coming close to time for the Grand Championship drives. So, all of you purebred reserves, start getting ready to come to the ring. That is all the purebred reserves. Start making your way toward the ring. And then after that, we will need the purebred champions.
Well, maybe not the numbers and the light crosses that we had in the darks, but I didn't think we dropped off any as far as quality is concerned. They still came to us with the extras that I'm after, and ultimately we're down to a pair a pair of these class winners, if you will, that it comes down to, and that's nothing to take away from the 2 seconds. We could just tweak them in an area or two, maybe to be in the same league as these other two. But ultimately, both these class winners are kind of what I'm after. I think they're both good in their skeletal build. They're good from a maturity perspective. They're both where they need to be from a fluff and bulk aspect, at this stage of the game. There's one, though, that's just a little more unique in my opinion. She's got a shot more feature and a bit more wild kind of pieces in terms of her look and silhouette from the side. Young man right here is going to be our champion. Young man comes out of Class 2. You're going to be a reserve.
And for the light crosses, your champion is Cash McCamey, and the reserve is Landon Barnett. Well, I just got some interesting numbers in, folks, for just this breeding gilt show. We're going to be giving
Adams Fab. Established in 2007, they build custom livestock pinning and equipment to fit all your needs. Hanger feeder rods, adjustable slam gate latches, and skirted panels. It all comes standard. Custom pins made by hand and hot dipped galvanized so that you know that they're going to last. Adams Fab is a certified TIPS vendor and can design, fabricate, and install equipment to fit all your needs. Visit adamsfablivestock.com to get started today.
We need the reserve Hereford to the ring immediately. Please bring the reserve Hereford. Blakely Baldleberg, can you please bring the reserve Hereford to the ring?
And some more interesting numbers for you. For all 4 shows this weekend, we've had 771 pigs shown. That is a new record for this show, and I think it's probably going to get broken next year as well, is what I'm thinking. But 771 pigs shown at all 4 shows. And just a reminder, immediately after the Grand Championship drives, we will be having the scholarship ceremony. Which, in case you didn't hear the first time, we're going to give away $66,250 in scholarships. All right, folks, we are ready to get started. We will start the Grand Championship Drive portion of this show with a parade of the purebred reserves. Reserve from AOB is Cole Kate. The Berkshire Reserve, Cooper Homan. The reserve from Chester White, Avery Mabry. And the reserve for the Jurox, Kennedy Hicks. The reserve Hampshire is Brody Hurley. The reserve Hereford, Blakely Bottleberg. The reserve for Landrace is Kate Cooper. The reserve spot is Miller Beam. And the reserve Yorkshire, Jagger Monroe. ladies and gentlemen, once again, your purebred reserves. And now it's time to bring out our purebred champions. And we start with the champion of AOB, Holt Sims. The Berkshire champion is Reese Mabry. And from Chester White, your champion is Hensley Hortz. The Duroc champion is Lily Cooper. The champion Hampshire is Jackson Kane. The champion Hereford, Cole Kate. The Landrace champion, Cash McCamey. Your spot champion is Hensley Hortz. And the champion Yorkshire is Paisley Oglesby.
Well, real good set of these, and if you kids want to let them park just for a bit, I don't want to wear them out. Probably already took a little longer than I should have, and I apologize. But I think it gets close out here, and they all represent quality kind of livestock. And I know we've got the Barrows show, and yet the cross Gilts to go too. I want to give credit where credit's due. I don't know if they get thanked enough, and certainly want to take the time to do that. To the ring help, the media help, the scale help, the people behind the scenes. I know we've been here for 2 days. Let's give them a round of applause, guys. I know sometimes we can get wrapped up in the winning part and all that, but without those folks and those volunteers, these events wouldn't happen, and your kids wouldn't have this platform and this stage to be on this given day. So whether you won or lost, just be thankful, if you don't mind, for the efforts that they've put forth. Not only the last couple days, but this is a year-round deal. I don't care what kind of show it is, whether it's a jackpot show or a national show. The stuff goes on year-round behind the scenes for you guys to be able to come here and, like I said, have a stage for you guys to show off your kids' hard work. So again, the quality's been good. I know some of those breeds maybe didn't have a ton of numbers, but that didn't affect the amount of quality that I thought came through the ring. Each and every one of these could go anywhere in the country and be very, very competitive, and I truly mean that, or I wouldn't say it. I don't care if there was 2 in a breed or 20. The quality has been very good, and more importantly, the showmanship and the kids and the crews getting them ready have been very, very good as well. And you can tell as they come, they've been involved with their projects. They came here expecting to do good and want to do good, and that's what it's all about. So one more time, let's give them a round of applause, everybody out here, and I'll tell you the one that's going to win today. You kids can fire them up again. I think there's lots of different avenues you could take and certainly justify what you want to do. Again, we could tweak them all. And the interesting thing, like I said today, so many times is I think we're chasing freak pieces. All of us are, because we understand that's what it takes to win on the largest stage. And what we've created, in my opinion, is a bunch of pigs that are very, very far out there. And sometimes they hurt each other because of that. We've got ones out here that are mega stout and maybe need to be tweaked just a bit from a structure perspective. We've got really good looking ones that maybe just aren't quite there from a bulk and muscle perspective. We could go on and talk about them. Ultimately, I've told you the differences that I saw throughout the day. There's one out here that's so hairy, so dense, so balanced, so proportional, incredibly good looking, and got a very, very bendy, flexible kind of hind leg. I said earlier in the day, I wish she was stouter in her head. I wish she was stouter in her jaw. She needs to be that. I understand that, but she's so good everywhere else. Spot's our champion. Thought the spot drive was good, and that one comes in here, and if we're being honest with ourselves, she probably just doesn't blend right, to get reserve today, reserve overall. I think with time, if she fleshens and blends and does the right things, that one's bone, that one's skull, that one's look, her flexibility is awfully, awfully hard to ignore, regardless of breed. There's another one out here that I think has an incredibly, incredibly high ceiling as a big one, and I know sometimes we use that term as a big one a little bit too loosely on ones that might be a little narrow and hard at this stage of the game. I don't think that's the case. This gilt comes with foot size. She comes with features. She's square in her build. In relation to our champion, she's by some margin stouter in her mug, taller shoulder, and has the ability to go to a heavier weight if that's what you're after. She's not the fluffiest today. Again, she needs to flesh in and do the right things. We're projecting some of these on down the road, but I think she's awfully, awfully good. The Berkshire's my second favorite. We dropped that Berkshire in, and like I said, unique breeding piece, critter there. We'll see if she can get a piece of the top 5. This will be the last time I go to the mic. Again, thank the people that make these things work. It's a thankless job, I guarantee you, and without them, all this wouldn't be possible. There's another one that come out of an incredibly, incredibly deep kind of breed, a very, very good one in my opinion. Duroc's third out.
All right, here are the results for the Grand Championship Drive for the Purebreds. In 5th place with the land race was Cash McCamey. 4th place came from the Duroc class, and that's Kennedy Hicks. 3rd place was another Duroc, and that would be Lily Cooper. And your grand champion comes from the spot class, and that's Hensley Howards. And the reserve was the Berkshire Reese Mabry. And at the ring right now, we need the reserve from